everyone, this is Eileen from Eileen Stuffs, and today we are going to be working our budget with my November 15th paycheck. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I am a cash budgeter and stuffer here on YouTube. I am working on paying off debt as well as building up an emergency and sinking funds. If that is something that interests you and you haven't already, please consider subscribing below. As I was writing down the numbers for this budget, I made a discovery that November is actually the last month of this planner because I started last December, and then I just had a moment like, okay, I've actually been budgeting for a solid year, which is pretty cool. It's become such a part of my life now that I actually can't imagine not budgeting. When I get my paychecks, it has become so automatic to sit down, write out the bills, figure out what I need, figure out what I'm gonna save, and then whatever is left over is my free money. 100% transformed the way I have dealt with my money, and the first year has been pretty good. I would say that I haven't reached my debt payoff goals, and that's just the reality. However, I'll link that video below, but I did reach my emergency fund goal this year. I have paid off some bills, and I'm still going along. This coming year, hopefully I can really focus on that debt payoff. It's just been quite a year. We are on our last page of our budget, our last paycheck of this budget, which is going to be our November 15th paycheck. And we're going to get started on this. Before I do, I just want to say one thing. I think this is about to be my 96th video. So I do have something pretty fun planned for my 100th video / 1 year on YouTube. And that is going to include a special giveaway that I'm going to do for the holidays, as well as getting myself a new budget book, because I have been working on my own, something that really works for debt and sinking funds. However, the process is way longer than I thought it was going to be because I make pages and I print them and I don't like them. I don't want to just bust out something really quick. So I've decided that because I really want to take my time on it, and I had given myself this deadline that it would be ready by January 1st. It's not going to be. That's okay. I'd rather spend my time and really learn the program I'm using and really make something nice than rush through it. Well, I am also going to be throwing in a new, really like a cheap budget book, kind of probably something like this, since I'm used to it, just to keep me going until mine comes to fruition more. So you will see that. I just wanted to clarify that because it's something I've talked about. Okay. I think that's it. My paycheck was one of the lower paychecks. It kind of made me a little sad when I saw it, but we're going to work with it because it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in. It is Tuesday the 15th. I got my paycheck this morning. It was $1,860. This period does go from the 16th to the 30th. A little bit less than what I like. I really like to see these 2,500 plus paychecks. Those are nice. Because it's lower than I like, I am not going to pull as much as I should for taxes. I think I'm going to pull, I've been going back and forth between 200 and 250. So maybe I'll just do a happy medium and say I'm going to pull out 225 because in total, that's $775 for the month. 1, 2, 3. So that's still about over 20% for the month. So let's break out my calculator. We have $1,860. We will take out 225. That leaves me with a total of $1,635, plus I do have $143.89 in rollover. I did go over my spending budget last check. I had a friend from town who I was so happy to see, but I just spent more. It's just how it goes, I guess. Again, that's why it's nice to keep that miscellaneous money in the bank, because I always say this, but it always seems like I use it. And I like having it for those things that you really can't plan out but come up. I did pull from that. Now we have $1,778.89 to work with once we add our rollover back in. The first thing that comes out of this is the internet. So we have 58 for that, which will bring me down to $1,720.89. And now this check is really hitting hard with the credit cards and the car payment. So I'm gonna put it up here, $1,720.89. I'm going $475 for the car. So that brings me down, I don't know why I did that so big, $1,245.89. As I said a couple months ago, I ended up using this credit card, and I think the payment has finally showing a higher amount. It didn't last month, but I guess it took a bit to kick in. So it is at $218.64. So that brings me down to $1,027.25. This credit card is 33. So we have $994.25. This credit card is $115. Now $879.25. And we have this credit card, which is $75. So it brings us to $804.25. This credit card is also $75. $729.25. My Navian student loan is $50, but I'm going to try for the payment plan on this again because they told me over the phone I should be reduced, and I've just been putting so much stuff off just to get by, but I am going to have a few days off next week for the holidays, so that'll give me a chance to get caught up on some things I haven't been doing, and I think calling them is going to be one of them. But this month we'll just pay it, so we're down to $678.64. This is supposed to be my last medical payments for my miscarriage, and I was super excited. So it's $186.11. However, I don't know, I went online to double check it as I was writing out the bills, and it's saying that this payment actually isn't due until December 15th, and that the payment plan is checked off. So I don't know if that's how they do it, if you pay it and then the last payment is different, but because this paycheck was so low and I know that my December 15th paycheck's actually going to be bigger, I am just going to take it, you guys. I wanted to pay this off and be done, but I think I might just take the month off since it's not due till December 15th. And I kind of need the extra cash this month. I'm going to take this, so I'm going to cross this out. I just wanted you to know what was going on. I'm going to call them and double check, but almost $200. Like this right here is basically my food money for this paycheck, which is nice when your paycheck is lower. I'm really curious why they did it that way, but they did. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll take this. This is a blessing right now that this isn't due this month. I'm going to take the blessing, give myself a month off, and yeah, that's great. So I'm going to scratch that out of this budget, and then I have like about half a tank, so I'm leaving out 50 for gas just in case I need it. So that brings me down to $628.64. You have some easy pays again, mostly because I always buy a lot of my personal care products from this website, and I did buy some more. I just ran out of stuff, and I think I might unstuff my shopping envelope and maybe unstuff and pay this back in my checking account because I was excited those were done, but then I just needed things. I take that out, it brings me down to $590.75. That's what we have left over. Before I go further, I'm going to double check my numbers real quick and I will be right back. I am back. The numbers are matching. Still have $590.75 left over. I think I really want to leave my usual $300, but then I realized it only leaves me with $290 for sinking funds. And why I'm feeling worried about that is because I was hoping to leave $200 for groceries. I think I'm going to leave just $250 in the bank, $250.75 in the bank this time, just to give myself more cash. And that makes my cash is going to be $340, and this is what we're going to work with. Okay. Next step, I am going to fill out my envelopes. I will be right back. I am back. Let's go ahead and break up the rest of this money. We are down to $340 in our paycheck. This is going to be our cash. As I said, I'm going to give myself way more than I usually do for groceries. I'm going to give it $200 because I am definitely noticing a theme that I end up using my checking account pretty much every paycheck and pull from that $300 rollover. We're going to see, because that's about $100 a week. If I can stick to that, then that would be really nice. So that leaves me with $140. I don't have any specific plans for going out right now. I'm trying to think if I need anything personal. Nothing specific is coming to mind for any of this. So I think what I'll do is I just will utilize that miscellaneous folder, just throw in some cash to have extra just in case something else comes up. I think I'm going to put in 25. which brings me down to $115 for sinking funds, which is nice because as we know, the holidays are coming up and I've been trying to throw a chunk of money towards Christmas. So I would really like to get another 40 to 50 in my Christmas folder because I have 3 paychecks left. Of course, I'm one of those last minute shoppers, but that's okay. I rather last minute shop than not have the cash and use my credit card. So I do want to save a chunk of that for Christmas and then really hit the most important folders. And I will list this video below if you haven't seen it already, but I did recently do a video where I prioritized my sinking funds for the things I want to do. Again, I need to get my laminator going and get some more laminating papers, but I want to create like a little sinking fund order that I can always have with me. So times like this where I only have so much money to stuff, I can use my priority list to figure out where I want the money to go, and I could do like a rough draft. So that's something again in the works. We're going to hit Christmas pretty hard because that's coming up. I'm always going to hit the black binder the hardest because that's the most important. So let's just go ahead and get started here. Debt. Because I'm about to lose money for Thanksgiving and the Christmas holiday, my paychecks are a month behind. Those paychecks won't hit me until the middle of January and the first week of February. So I'm already thinking ahead that I know my February 1st paycheck's going to be bad. Debt and bills are going to be 2 folders that I want to be able to pull from to help offset that cost, as well as taxes, because then if I have money saved when I get those paychecks, I have a lot of tax in here, then I can kind of offset what I take out of my paycheck. So how much should I put aside? Do 15 in each. So I have 115 minus 15. That brings me down to 100. On bills, I'll also throw 15, which brings me to 85. Medical, I'm also going to throw 15 to start saving up for my medicine. So that is 70. My emergency fund has reached its $1,000 point. And because my next few paychecks, well, I'm not going to focus too much on this, but I would like to add to it a little. So I think I'm just going to throw in a 5. Because the 1,000 is there, but it would be nice to keep going. And then taxes, I'll throw in a 5, which is 60. Savings, I'm just going to put in 3, which brings me down to 57. Student loans, I'm going to throw in a 3, which brings me down to 54. I'm probably poor retire. Okay, I think I'm going to scratch retire, scratch invest, and scratch home this time. Because we're only down to $54. And like I said, I do want to have at least 30 for Christmas. I think beauty, I'm going to unstuff. Nothing for clothing. And shopping, I'm going to unstuff. Violin was just a no. No tarot. YouTube, I am going to give 5. So that brings me down to 49. Giving, I guess I'll just start it up again with 2. That'll be 47. Fun, not this time. Riley, I'll go ahead and throw in 4. So far, she's okay. I haven't had to pull her money, but I'm going to keep building up money. And Sadie, I'll give 2, mostly because I want to have that money in there to buy them their Christmas present. So that brings me to 41. Gifts, I'm saying no to. So Christmas, I am going to throw most of the rest of this money. I'm going to throw 30 in Christmas. That brings me down to 11. I think at this point, since I just completed my $1,000 challenge and unstuffed my 100 envelope challenge, I have been thinking about what my next steps are. So my next steps are going to be debt snowballing, but I still want to try to do some challenges, kind of resetting myself for next year. And I wanted to have some cash just to build up. I don't know. Okay, so we only have $11. If I throw 2 in car, because car is important, that gives me $9. OT, no. House wants, no. Travel, no. I can give my mom $2. That brings me down to 7. If I do $1 for secret stash, I know that's like barely anything. $1 for whoops. That brings me down to $5, and then I can start building up for my challenge reset. At least it's something, right? It's still like a 5. All right, so I guess that is my budget. Like I said, really tight. I am going to double check these numbers, make sure everything is good, make my denomination sheet, and I will be right back. I am back. All right, let's figure this out. So home and groceries is $200. I thought about doing hundreds, but I think I'll just do 350s. So that's 150, 70, 90, 200. Miscellaneous is a 25. I'll give it a 20 and a 5. Debt is a 15. We'll get a 10 and a 5. Bills will get a 10 and a 5. Medical gets a 10 and a 5. Emergency fund is a 5. Taxes are a 5. Savings is 3. Student loan is 3. YouTube is a 5. Giving is a 2. Riley is 4. Sadie is 2. Christmas is a 30. I'll give it a 20 and a 10. Car is 2. Family is 2. Secret stash is $1. Whoops is $1. Challenges, we're going to just throw some money in there just to do the reset, as I said. Our total should be 340. Also, I realized as I was filling this out that since I'm unstuffing these two, it's gonna put money back. So even though I only left 250 for rollover, it's because I did take out this. So that might cancel itself out, which means I might still be close to the 300 point I like to have as my miscellaneous each budget, but we'll see. Now we are hoping that when all is said and done, these numbers equal 340 and we are good to go to the bank. We have 350s, 420s, 5 10s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 5s, 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21s. Let's see what this adds up. So 350s is 150, 420s is 80, 5 10s is 50, 8 5s is 40, and then 21s is 20, 340. Awesome. Yay, no mistakes. Okay, you guys, I'm going to make a little bank card. I'm taking out 340. And that is going to be 21s, 8 5s, 5 10s, 4 20s, and 3 50s. And I will take this sad little ripped up piece of paper to the bank. My withdrawal. I also have to get my $1,000 emergency fund in the bank. It's been sitting all weekend, but now I need to get it in the bank. Go do that before work today, and we are just going to keep moving forward. Tight budget. We're going to make it work. As I always say, budgeting with a paycheck is nice because it's only for that paycheck. When the next paycheck comes, you get to start over. So it's going to be tight for a few weeks, but I'll make it work. And other than that, you guys, I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that you are gearing up for the holidays. Are going to get to spend some good time with people you love and care about. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!